Hello there friends, it's Cassie and welcome back for another video here on my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be making a Simon Hurley Create card and we're pulling in some older sets. This is the Trick or Treat stamp set. It's so cute. I love the little images in here. Lots of great sentiments as well. Perfect for Halloween. And then we're bringing in the Ghosted stencil, both from last year. And then we're bringing in the Woof ink pad. I'm also going to bring in some Distress Mica sprays. Oh, I really hope Tim brings these back because they're fabulous. All right, I do have a piece of Simon Hurley Creates Dark White Cardstock, and I am going to blend some of that Woof ink onto it. And I am using very light pressure. This is my Pink and Main Ergonomic blending brush, and I am just going very, very lightly with this. I want it to be subtle on that background, but I also want to make sure that I'm not getting any like harsh lines from the brush itself, so I'm being super, super careful with how much pressure I put down. And you'll notice it's there, but it's very subtle. All right, our next step would be to bring in our Ghosted stencil. I'm going to bring in my makeshift splatter box and then put this in there. Originally, I thought I'd just stick it down, but then I thought I do want some grounding, so I'm going to bring in a piece of some Heffy tape, and this is just basically like some post-it tape. And I recommend that if you want to keep it straight, you'd use like a grid mat or something. I eyeballed it, me living on the edge. And then I'm going to shake up that mica stain or mica spray. Make sure that I have all the bits at the bottom, dispersed evenly, and then give it a couple of spritzes and pull that stencil away. And look at that. It is so shiny and shimmery. And that color was the flickering candle. It's so pretty. I did heat set this in between, and then I'll take that Heffy tape and just a couple pieces of paper towel, and then I'll spritz some empty tomb at the bottom just to give some ground. And I think this background came out pretty great. So we'll set that off to the side to dry, and then we're going to start doing our stamping. So here I've got another piece of Simon Hurley Creates Dark White Cardstock, and I've put that into my Mini Misty, and I'm inking up the images from the Trick or Treat stamp set with some Ink on 3 Blackout ink, which is a very Copic friendly ink. So what that means is if you use your alcohol markers over the top of it, it's not going to bleed. And so that stuff is perfect for it. So we're going to do some coloring here. And of course I have to color the pup, even though it is a little dachshund wiener dog, I'm coloring it like my pup because I can't help it. I had to color it like our beloved Lolly, who is no longer with us, but that's just probably going to be my thing from here on out. And so yeah, I'm using some cool gray colors, and then I'm going to color the kitten like one of ours. This is our Miles. So I'm starting with the C4 for the nose, ears, and feet and the tail, and then I'll bring in some E81 and blend that out just a little bit. So we're going fairly simple here with our colors, not using a lot of great, like bright colors. Bring in some pinks, blend that out. And I'm sorry I didn't put the colors up on the screen. I just was going. I was in create mode, and so I didn't even think to put those colors up on the screen this time. And then for our bun, I do use a much darker color, but I blend it out, and it's still pretty harsh, but I actually like that. Sometimes that's kind of nice to do that. And then I'll bring in a yellow for the mustard, and then we'll move on to our bear. And it's a really easy one to color. You could go crazy with all the detail of trying to maybe find out where your shadowing and shading would go with all of that wrap around this bear, but I made it easy on myself, and you'll see here in a second. I do add some shadowing to it, but it's like the easiest way you could do it. But we're going to make him a little black bear, bringing in some more of those cool colors, and then we'll blend those out. And then for his wrap, I'm going to bring in some, I think it's C3, it might be C1, no, it's C1, and just add a little bit of shadowing to the edges. And then we're going to fussy cut all this out. It's pretty simple fussy cutting, so I didn't mind doing it, but I do leave a nice white border, and I'm basically just moving the paper and not the scissors. So that is my little trick, is keep your scissors steady. Now that everything is cut out, we're going to cut down our sentiment, which just says Happy Halloween. And I'm just using the grid on the Tim Holtz guillotine trimmer to trim that down. That's the easiest way I have found to trim out my sentiments. Or use a die. but that worked just fine. We're going to glue down our little bear, and I did notice that because it'd been like probably a week since I'd used my glue, I had to kind of prime it again with my pin. And now I can put that glue all over the back of the bear. He's going to be in the background. I am going to use foam tape on the rest of everything else. So we'll cut down some foam tape for our pup and our cat and our sentiment. And then once we've got all that taken care of, we will peel off the release paper for our sentiment and stick that down in the upper left-hand corner. And then we'll peel off the release paper for our kitten. He's going to be in the the lower left side, right in front of our bear. Almost like he's taking his pets to go trick-or-treating with him. Isn't that fun? The tail sticks off a little, so I'll trim that down. And then we're going to bring in our base, which is some more of that Simon Hurley Create Stark White cardstock, trimmed down to 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches and scored at 4 1/4. And I can't just leave it like this, so I will glue this part down eventually. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. But I do need to do something on the inside, because if you know me, 98% of the time I am putting something on the inside. If I didn't put something on the inside, it's probably because I just wasn't thinking. So I'll bring in that ghosted stencil again, and we're going to bring in that Woof ink, and we're going to blend that color. We are putting a little more pressure down, and just on the upper right hand and the lower left hand corner of our piece. So that gives something on the inside, and then I'll stamp a sentiment as well. Hope or have a spooktacular day. Isn't that fun? And so there you have it. There's our card for today. I hope you were inspired to want to go get inky. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And as always, I'll see you very soon in another video. Bye, everybody.